Okay, buckle up, because what you're about to hear isn't just a story. It's a full-blown nightmare in designer packaging. We're talking secret basements, eerie tapes, blinking mirrors, and Justin Bieber, yes, that Justin, staring into the abyss and whispering things that'll keep you up at night. It starts with a man who spent nearly a decade in the shadows of the rich and famous. No scandals, no interviews, just a black SUV, a crisp suit, and silence. That was the job. But when federal agents started poking around a very particular Beverly Hills mansion, one Bieber had rented in late 2016, this guy finally broke. His voice shook, his name redacted, but his title, private driver, on call, transport for subject B, Justin Bieber. And then came the quote that set the internet ablaze. There was a basement and a tape, and I was told to never ask about either. Girl, this wasn't just some paranoid delusion, this was SOP, standard operating protocol. Because while the rental home looked like your average $30 million 0-cent celebrity crash pad, complete with infinity pool and paparazzi-proof garage, what made it truly sickening wasn't above ground, it was below. See, the floor plan said 3 stories, but the elevator, it had 4 buttons. One of them had no label. Our driver noticed it one night while hauling in 2 duffel bags for a so-called late-night session. He pressed G, the ground floor button, but the elevator dipped lower, a hidden level. The door slid open and revealed darkness. No lights, bare concrete walls lined with red insulation foam, no artwork, no luxury, just cold unfinished space. He stepped out for half a second before some guy in a black hoodie grabbed him and growled, "Wrong floor. You don't work down here?" Y'all, chills. Later that night, shaken, the driver asked the lead security guard, "What's on that floor?" The response, silence. But then, an envelope. Inside, $4,000, 0 cents in cash, a burner phone, and a handwritten note that read, "You didn't see a 4th floor and you don't talk about the tape." He asked, "What tape?" The guard didn't blink. Exactly. Still thinking this is a prank? Hang tight. The driver kept working the week. Same pickups, studio runs, press events, and a 2 a.m. Krispy Kreme craving here and there. But on Thursday, something changed. Nobody came out of the house. No lights, no noise. Dead silence. Security simply muttered, "He's not taking calls." But then, 3 days later, at 4:13 a.m., the back door creaked open. Justin emerged barefoot, eyes blank. He slid into the SUV and quietly muttered, "Drive to the overlook." They didn't speak, not a word, until the car parked. That's when Justin turned and said, "What's the last thing you remember?" The driver chuckled, a little confused. Justin didn't. "Because I remember nothing, but I keep waking up to messages I don't remember writing. If your skin isn't crawling by now, it will be in a second." One night, while waiting in the garage, a duffel bag accidentally spilled open. The driver picked up a mini cassette recorder. It had 1 unlabeled tape inside. He hit play. Static. Then a distorted voice. Familiar but wrong. "You don't exist unless we say you do." And then, silence. The device shut itself off. A man in a hoodie appeared, knocked on the car window and said, "Put it back, or you won't remember how you got here." Let that sink in. When federal investigators asked why the driver came forward now, he pulled out a note. It had been in his wallet for years, water-stained, nearly disintegrated. He found it on the passenger seat the day Justin flew to London. It read, "They'll call it a breakdown. They'll say I was tired, but that house rewired me. If they find this, burn it. Signed, GB." And now it gets even darker. When that property was first listed in 2016, everything seemed normal. 3 floors, typical celebrity rental. But the lease signed by Justin Bieber's Rental LLC included a disturbing little footnote. Tucked away on page 9, access to level 1 via secured internal elevator permitted for creative calibration use only. No questions from Bieber's team, but then it happened. A delivery guy left the elevator open by accident, and a 19-year-old influencer, known only as Emily in court documents, wandered down to the wrong floor. 5 hours later, she was found barefoot in the street, mumbling. The mirrors blinked, but I didn't. Flash forward to February 2019. A high-level exec at a major streaming studio received a cryptic message in his inbox. Subject line, "Chilling unseen footage." The sender? An anonymous audio consultant with a file attachment titled Bieber Hotter Tea Basement Feed 30 Tape Room Edit V2 Move Baby. It wasn't just a clip. It came with an NDA pre-filled and a $2,300,000 0 cents cash demand for exclusive rights. What was on that tape? only the most horrifying 30 seconds of video the exec had ever seen. His note to the board simply said, "I've never seen someone cry like they were being edited in real time. Let that sit for a second." The tape opened with a black screen, then flickered. A single camera. One angle. Justin Bieber, head down, silent. Then he looked up, lips moving, but the voice? Delayed. He physically gagged. Turned it off the moment Justin whispered, "The mirrors blinked before I did." That wasn't a metaphor. That was a trigger phrase. The studio's legal team sent out a cease order, not to protect Justin, but to protect themselves. Their memo read, "Risk material contains unauthorized neuroconditioning. Viewer response includes dissociation, nausea, mimicry behavior." Yes, you read that right. The footage was designed to affect whoever watched it. In one live stream in 2022, a fan asked Justin about weird old studio stories. He chuckled, but his face? Didn't match the laugh. He replied, "I used to think I forgot stuff, but now I think someone remembered it for me and left me with the pieces." Then, static. No goodbye, no outro, just static and a flash of red light reflecting in his webcam. Now, we get to the therapy sessions. Westwood, February to May 2017. Client B, male, early 20s, entertainment career, chronological dissonance. Translation: he remembered doing things, but not being the person who did them. From session 2, that's my signature, but I don't remember holding the pen. From session 5, they say I agree to the footage, but I don't think that version of me exists anymore. And then this quote that still haunts Reddit threads to this day. There are gaps, and in the gaps, I feel watched. According to leaked Pulse notes from 2024, Justin wasn't just in therapy, he was undergoing reconstruction trials, a program designed to patch celebrities cracking under the weight of fame and false reality. Key objective? Unify memory streams, reintroduce confidence via reverse authorship. In other words, make him believe the choices were always his, even if they weren't. One session transcript says Justin snapped when the therapist told him, "You've always been in control." His voice dropped. "Don't say that." That's what the walls said. That's what the mirror said. Leaked documents confirmed the program fed Justin edited clips of himself, talking, laughing, agreeing with things he never remembered saying. Background audio whispered affirmations. "You chose this. This is your voice. You are in control." Every session ended with one final prompt. "Do you recognize yourself today?" On the inside, directional mics, thermal pulse sensors, and one silent camera lens buried in the top right corner, all connected to a server labeled Echo Feedback 17 million.f18 million. Justin had no idea. He thought it was a gift from a wellness rep working for a glam studio program. In reality, it was installed by Owa Studios under Pulse Media. Their mission? Let's fast forward to one of the eeriest moments ever captured, not on a red carpet, not at a concert, but inside a sound booth in April 2018. The lights were dim, the engineer had stepped out, and Justin, he was just sitting, alone, in silence. But the recorder kept rolling. At first, it was just his voice, but 30 seconds in, another voice answered. Same pitch, same breath, same tone, but slightly off. Too perfect, too polished. Justin asked, "You think you're me?" The second voice replied, "I'm the version that smiles when asked. You're the one they keep in the quiet places." Chills, right? When the engineer returned, he found Justin staring into the glass, not singing, not speaking, just staring. He whispered, "I think we're both tired, but only one of us gets to leave." Session ended early. Now, over the years, fans noticed Justin dropping strange lines on social media and in interviews. At first, everyone thought he was just being deep or poetic. But now, they're clearly breadcrumbs, like when he said, "I'm not crazy, I'm just crowded." In one IG story from 2019, quickly deleted, he wrote, "I don't know who's smiling in these pictures, but it's not me." Then came a dressing room incident. Before a private show rehearsal, Justin was alone, a floor-length mirror in front of him. His assistant walked in and froze. He was staring into the mirror, speaking softly, over and over. Which one of us made it out? Who signed that deal? Was it you or me? When he finally noticed her, he smiled gently and said, "Don't worry. It's just rehearsal for whoever shows up today." She quit that week. And get this, 2 labs analyzed the leaked mirror chat recording. Both voices were Justin's, but they carried different emotional resonance scores. One voice spiked in confidence. The other, drenched in fatigue and dissociation. Their conclusion? This wasn't schizophrenia. This was scripted fracture, a deliberately crafted dual persona, one to be seen and one to survive. One independent researcher even gave it a name: synthetic echo divergence. On hotel stationery from a European tour stop, Justin scribbled, "I wake up and wonder if today's version of me will get it right, or if the other one will, or if they're just going to splice us together again." At the bottom, a jagged tear, as if a part of the page had been ripped off. But, faintly, near the edge, written in pencil, "I think he wants out. And I don't blame him." And then there was the final voice memo found in his phone's 2022 backup, never released publicly, 12 seconds long. Justin's voice, quiet, raw, shaken. I miss the silence before they started looping me, before the other voice got so good at pretending it was me. Maybe one day I'll meet him. Maybe we'll both leave. Y'all, that right there, that wasn't just a confession. That was a farewell from someone trapped inside himself. He didn't have two personalities by accident. He had them by design, one to perform, the other to remember. So what was the end game? Control. Ownership, total authorship. Let's go back to that luxury mirror in the Beverly Hills rental, the one installed as a gift. Turns out that mirror wasn't just installed for aesthetics. It was installed to listen, to watch, to rewrite. Every night it whispered during REM sleep, echoing phrases like, "I'm grateful to be here. I'm heard. I'm better." These exact phrases weren't found in any original press training docs, but they were played 46 times via the mirror between January and March 2017. Then those same phrases showed up in Justin's interviews later that year. Let that sink in. He thought they were his words, but they were planted. When federal agents seized the Echo Feedback 17JB server, it contained 113 hours of sleep footage, 8 flagged REM cycles labeled emotional alignment success. Each one matched to public statements made later. That's not a coincidence. That's a system. In one of the final clips leaked from a paused studio session, the mic caught him mid-thought. Justin muttered, "I miss the version of me before the mirror started talking back." And in a rare, unedited quote from an old backstage moment, Justin was heard telling a close friend, "I dream in scripts now, like someone left a scene open and I'm stuck inside it." It wasn't just manipulation, it was reconstruction. Even the therapist records backed it up. Session by session, he expressed mistrust in his own reality. They rewrote the real, not me. "I feel like I've been replaced by a version that smiles too quickly." And the final nail in the coffin. The version of him built from loops and whispers could still say yes. Epilogue, who really left that house? Now ask yourself, when Justin left that Beverly Hills house in 2016, when he walked barefoot to the car and asked to go to the Overlook, was it him? Or was it the version that the mirror created? Was it the man or the echo? Because the truth is, there was a basement, there was a tape, and somewhere down there, part of him never made it back up. He told us in pieces, in whispers, in static. "I'm not crazy. I'm just crowded. I think someone remembered it for me. I don't know who signed the contract, but it wasn't me." So now we have to ask, if the real Justin Bieber is still in there, does he even know we're still listening?